Chapter 24, The Oceans and Atmosphere. Section 24.1, Earth's Atmosphere and Oceans. Approximately 29% of the Earth's surface is covered in land, and most of that land is in the northern hemisphere. The other 71% of Earth's surface is covered by water. Now, although oceans have names and we're often taught that there are 4 oceans, or maybe you were taught there were 5 oceans, those names are given for their location on the globe, and they're really all connected into one big ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest in area. It has the deepest regions in it. And then in size, you have the Atlantic and the Indian Oceans, and then the Arctic and the Antarctic Oceans. Smaller seas like the Gulf of Mexico and the Mediterranean Sea are still connected to those oceans, but are characterized by things like land boundaries and other regional characteristics related to that particular body of water. So because there's so much water, the high specific heat of water means that it takes more energy for it to warm up, and it takes more energy for it to cool. And so water moderates the climate of the Earth as well as the regions of land that live near water. This is visible when you live close to coastal areas, where you see much smaller fluctuations in temperature than you do at points that are inland. For example, in the image we see the average temperatures across a year for San Francisco, California, and Wichita, Kansas. Both are at approximately the same latitude, so based on their position with the sun, you would expect that they would have about the same temperatures year-round. However, because San Francisco is close to the water, its temperature doesn't change all that much year-round. And Wichita, being very much inland and away from water, its temperature changes greatly across the year. So Earth's atmosphere and oceans began around the time that the Earth was formed, with the earliest atmosphere of the Earth being just mostly hydrogen and helium and collected gases. However, that would have been essentially blown away whenever the sun ignited and started nuclear fusion. After that, what would have remained of the atmosphere would have been water vapor and carbon dioxide, and very little free oxygen. As the Earth cooled, the air can hold less water vapor, and so it condensed and formed the oceans. And this was aided by comet impacts carrying lots of small particles of water. Over a long period of time, primitive bacteria would form and start to convert the carbon dioxide into free oxygen, which was used to form the ozone layer. And the ozone layer in the atmosphere protects the surface from ultraviolet radiation and allows animals and humans to live.